Good morning and welcome to Blunted Affect 101. Just wanted to quick do you the service that I'm not telling the rest of the vacation story yet. Not today. This is for two reasons. The first being that I feel like shit. Physically and mentally. I don't have emotions, otherwise I'd try to talk about those too. I had a hard day yesterday. My therapy session felt like a complete waste. I'm not saying my therapist is wrong, but I don't want to hear about the ways I should forgive my family. Not yet, anyway. This was followed by a really difficult late-night conversation with my husband about our inevitable divorce. There's two really shitty last parts of the story before I'm done talking about my in-laws. And both are going to take a ton of my energy to tell, because I'm committed to telling them in trauma narrative form, which means that I experience it, I feel it, I detail it.
Hello, my friends. If you live in a state that doesn't do this on your windows in January, let me know, because I want to move there. That's ice inside my house. Or my windows just suck really bad. That's possible too. Thank you all for your wonderful care and concern after my extremely depressing Tuesday post. I heavily debated not posting that because after I posted my what I learned in 2021, the comments were just amazing. They were wonderful. Things like, you are strong, you're a warrior, you're amazing. And then to follow it up with something as, I was going to say weak. I won't say weak. But just kind of depressing. To follow it up with being so depressed feels like I'm letting people down. Like, sure, going on a healing journey is amazing and it's empowering. And a lot of times you'll feel like shit. But you all made me feel so amazing with how much you cared. In fact, I bawled as I read your comments. Legit bawled. I also like that you present me with differing viewpoints that challenge me. That challenge me to think not only about my in-laws, but my origin family and even things my therapists say, to think about it differently. I met with a second new therapist that afternoon, Tuesday afternoon. Not to replace the trauma therapist that I have, but just as an adjunct. Back to my original therapy session, I think that the therapist either meant forgiveness the way that many of you pointed out, that forgiveness more for me for accepting that that's the way things are and moving on, versus telling me to forgive my family, as in forgetting what they did. There's also a chance that my affect was so blunted at Monday's session that I was quiet and hard to pull things out of for the first therapy session ever. Usually I just talk the entire time. And a part of me was like, maybe he was so taken aback by the fact that he had to talk that he had to pull out some of the usual therapist stuff. As far as things with my husband are concerned, he supposedly is having his first therapy session today at 4:00. He made a whole bunch of promises to me and said things he's never said, things that he wants to make deep changes about that I would love to believe, but I remain extremely skeptical, but hope